Greetings, VC. It's me again. As I promised yesterday, uh, it's time for contest. Last time I checked, I had 121 subscribers. That is mind-blowing. I've said it before, I'm going to say it again, this place is so cool. You look at almost the most innocuous videos on YouTube, and there's 1,000 comments. Most of them are obnoxious, hateful comments. But I was lurking in the VC for a while before I started making these videos, and one of the things that struck me is just how positive it is. It's not who has the most records. It's not who has the coolest records. It's not who has the most valuable records. It's just records. Love it. So I want to have 100 subscribers, 121 subscriber contest. Excuse me. I've been giving this some thought, and I want to tell you about the prizes I've come up with. I'm getting to know you people. I've got a little bit of a VCLT stash happening, but since this is my first contest, and I really want to make this fun for everybody, I want to do it like this. So, first of all, to participate, you have to make a video. I know a lot of my subscribers don't make videos. What are you waiting for? The water's fun. Jump in. And I'm going to give you a topic in a second. But you have to be a subscriber, and you have to make a video that responds to this video. And so, first prize is going to be the record of your choice, up to $33 1/3. Get it? That seemed like a nice number, right? Significant number. And given the price of vinyl these days, it's just enough to get yourself the new Daft Punk. It's worth it. Second prize is going to be the record of your choice, up to $16. Now, this isn't just roughly half of the previous number. Some of you will know that old radio transcription discs were often at 16 RPMs. Just trying to make it fun here, folks. So, be able to get, a nice record or a couple records. I guess the thing to do about that is, you can let me know what you want, and I'll send it to you. You can get it and send me a receipt, and I can PayPal you the money, or we'll work that out. I trust you, folks. And so, third prize, something from my collection stuff that I'll try to tailor to whoever wins. Sound like fun? Great. The contest will end midnight, October 2nd. It's roughly a month from now. It's plenty of time. Give it some thought. Make a video. So the topic is my third video, my least popular video. No wonder I only show like one record. And it's titled something like Teachers and Life Lessons. Who wants to watch that, right? Well, I talk about how, in my experience, my experience of art has been stuff that I didn't like at first, maybe even hated. Turns out to be the stuff that I love, a lot. And so the topic is, show me a record or something that represents, an artist or a song, whatever. Something that at first you just hated, but now you love it. And I'm looking for that passion, not like, oh, I didn't like that, but now I kind of like it. More, it's like, oh, I hated that, but now I love it. You know what I mean? Now, I'm going to put names in a hat, and it's not going to be based on the quality of your video or what your choice is. I'll put names in a hat, and I'll do a little video where I draw the names out of the hat. I want this to be fun. I think it's very interesting. So So in that original video, I talked about Arnold Schoenberg, the composer Arnold Schoenberg. Now, my piano teacher force-fed me his piano music. I showed a Cheetah recording. This is another one. Maurizio Pollini. These are from the 70s. There's probably a vinyl equivalent of this stuff. Anyway, like most people who hears this for the first time, I hated it. Most people never get beyond hating Schoenberg. That's why you won't hear them, the symphony. Maybe New York, Chicago, San Francisco. But I want to give another example. And that would be this guy. Elvis. This is playing in the background. Actually, the CD is playing in the background. I can't be dealing with the turntable and make a video at the same time. So we're listening to the CD. This is the recent Legacy reissue. Sounds fantastic. For the longest time, I hated Elvis. I didn't just dislike him. I hated it, especially fat jumpsuited Elvis. This is an even better example, but I don't have it on CD. Growing up, I just hated that guy. I remember being a little kid, hearing in the ghetto on the radio and thinking it was tacky. I didn't even know what he was singing about, but I knew it was tacky. He just represented everything that was schmaltzy and showbiz and fake and insincere. Las Vegas, the ancient regime, And I remember when he died in '77, I was, maybe a preteen, teenager, I don't know, I could do the math, but I'm not going to. I thought, big deal, all the hoopla, I was just like, big deal, good riddance. Cold, right? So yeah, for the longest time, all through, college punk, Elvis was always the butt of jokes for punk bands, And then I met Sam Bird, drummer. By the way, Sam, if you're watching this, you need to start making videos. Sam's guy with killer record collection. Anyway, Sam has a killer record collection, an encyclopedic knowledge of all kinds of music. And he kind of got me to come around on the Sun stuff, the early stuff. I could appreciate it, but I didn't really like it. It wasn't until after I got married and my parents had moved from Connecticut down to Arkansas after my dad retired. So we took a road trip from Boston to northwest Arkansas. And on the way back, I was like, well, I want to come back through Tennessee. I want to go to Memphis and see Graceland, and I want to go to Nashville and check it out. Needless to say, obviously, that was the beginnings of how I wound up moving to Nashville. And so Liz, my wife's like, oh, well, okay, whatever, Graceland, you hate us. I'm like, yeah, I know, it'll be fun, it'll be funny. I'm going to go laugh at the Elvis fans, So we go, and you get to the house, you bust over to the house, and it's not that big a house. Maybe it's where I grew up, but it was not some imposing mansion. It was nice, You go in, and it's all set up like it's in the 70s. And what happened was, walk into the kitchen, and I look into this cabinet, and there's these dishes. I think they're called apple crockery or something. The very same dishes I grew up eating on every day. And something clicked. Suddenly Elvis went from being, an oversized clown to being a real human being, And, I ate on the same dishes that the king ate on. It's stupid, right? But something happened. And so then you go into the jungle room, and it's ludicrous. But suddenly it was charming. You get on stairs, and there's his 3 television sets, and his record collection. Anyway, continue on through the tour, and You go into this other outbuilding, and on the wall there's all 6 of those Sun singles, mint, unplayed, in a frame. And I remember thinking, oh, it's worth a fortune. But it was more than just, oh, those are valuable records. It was like they had some sort of, again, I use that word about Sun Ra, that there was this talismanic, how there's it's imbued with something larger than just our day-to-day. And I felt it standing there looking at those records. Anyway, go through, look at other stuff, and then there's this other hallway lined with gold and platinum records from the 50s and 60s. And that's pretty impressive, right? You come out of that room, at least when at this time, you come out of that room and then you're at the squash, where the squash court is, and they put up, he was awarded all the gold and platinum records that were owed to him. After his death, the record companies finally coughed him up. And it's a freaking wall, 20 feet high, 20 feet wide, huge, And it took my breath away. So going to Graceland, and then you leave and you go into his grave, and, there were people crying and there were people leaving mementos. And instead of laughing at them, I was really touched. That's my story about how I went from hating Elvis to loving him. And so, and it was partly, it had something to do with why moving to Nashville didn't seem like, it seemed like a good thing to do. And we had no jobs. We knew nobody down here. We just picked up and moved. It was an act of faith. And Elvis oftentimes would pull us through, because this is just, sure, it's showbiz, but it's like positivity, sheer vibrancy or whatever. We would put him on when we were like, what the fuck have we done? We put on a little Elvis and dance around and feel better. And if that isn't what music is all about, at least that's one of the uses of music. They're not, So these are the kinds of stories I want you to tell me. It's going to be fun. First prize, randomly drawn from a hat. Record of your choice, up to $33 1/3. Second prize, record of your choice, up to $16. Consolation prize, I'll find something for you. Sound good? I think it's going to be fun. Before I sign off, Blake, I just watched the video that you made. It was the shout out to me about the Sun Ra video yesterday. Totally cool, and thank you for so much. I think I'll answer your questions maybe in a comment. But yeah, Sun Ra was crazy, but there's no arguing with the music. And yeah, there's a lot of it. Where to start, I don't know. If you like trad jazz, start at the beginning. If you like more modernism in your jazz, that middle period, late 50s, early 60s. If you like it out, Strange Strings, Magic City. Other planes up there. That's a quick answer. Thank you again, Blake. This place is awesome. So, you have until October 2nd, midnight, October 2nd. Make a video, tell me your story. I'll see you soon.